Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over a story titled, My Girlfriend Led Me to Believe I Got Her Pregnant, but I found out it wasn't mine after the birth. And guys, this story is about a guy who, just like it says in the title, girlfriend gets pregnant, he finds out about this, says okay, he's going to do the right thing as obviously he believes he's the father of the child. And as you're going to see, he starts to notice some red flags along the way throughout her pregnancy. And as time goes on, more and more red flags pop up to the point that he's really wondering if something's going on here. Just something doesn't seem right with the girlfriend. And guys, whenever you have red flags pop up, you got to pay attention to that. If your gut's telling you something's up, something is definitely up, okay? It's almost like this sixth sense, a superpower that your gut has when it comes to bad situations. So always trust your gut. And you're going to find out exactly what happens here, because basically he finds out that the child isn't his, and she tries to rush him to sign the birth certificate and all that. And I'm doing this, guys, just purely because you never know. So if you're in a situation where your girlfriend or your fiance, whatever, out of nowhere she gets pregnant, unfortunately, you really have to find out and get a paternity test, because you don't know. You could end up raising somebody else's child, okay? And if this guy didn't trust his gut and pay attention to the red flags, that would have happened to him, okay? And it's unfortunate that in this day and age, you have to question that, because the last thing you want to do is, if you have a girlfriend or fiance that, from your perspective, that you really care about her, that you got a great thing going and all that, the last thing you want to do is have to question whether she's being honest, whether she obviously cheated with somebody else, things like that. But if you got to protect yourself, you got to protect yourself. But let's just start off where the real protection begins. Always wear protection. Don't trust her with her I'm on the pill bullshit. Guys, always wear protection, no matter what. And always be the one to dispose of that protection when you're done. Okay? Because I've done videos on horror stories where women have gone to great lengths to get themselves pregnant, even when the guy leaves his condom in her trash can he leaves for the night. No joke. So just be careful. So anyhow, I'm going to go over a story here. It's not too long, but it really hits home, makes a really good point to be prepared for this type of thing. It says here, I've been on Reddit a while and began lurking this sub when I first suspected my girlfriend was cheating. I had hoped I wouldn't be here posting, but here we are. I'm 28-year-old male and have been with my girlfriend, who's 25 years old, for about 2 years. The relationship was good, so he thought, and then she tells me she's pregnant. For the most part, I'm careful, and she said she was on birth control. Ding, ding, ding. I was skeptical, but went to an appointment. I then figured it was just one of those things. I always wanted a family, so even though this is not how I wanted things to begin, I was overjoyed. See, immediately, this isn't how he wanted things to be. Wasn't planning on this, but okay. I'm going to be a good father, and do what he has to do. We're past the first trimester, and I have her move in at her insistence. And he says, insert red flag I missed. Her insistence. We're planning what we will do work-wise and how to set up the baby's room. She is pretty insistent she will go back to work but be able to stay at home. She swears she can make it work. So I go to every appointment with her. Things are still good. So the guy is doing what he's got to do. She moves in with him at her insistence. Notice that part. And turns next to a room for the baby. And then he is now going to all the appointments. This is something that obviously a loyal guy would do. He's doing the right thing. We're in the third trimester, and I make my schedule work to go to every appointment. Up until this point, I have been at each appointment in its entirety. This one appointment, she asked me to wait so she can talk to the doctor first. I'm super concerned that something is wrong with the baby, and she didn't want me to hear. I go in and check, and the checkup is done. Everything looks good. My girlfriend brushes off my concern or why I couldn't be there for it. Another red flag. So you got to pay attention to these things. He knows something's up. Okay, just something doesn't feel right. And you're going to see that obviously something wasn't right. Always trust your gut, guys. We're about a month and a half from the due date, and I notice her being kind of secretive with her phone and text. She tells me it's work and it's confidential, etc. My antenna is now up, so I try to get looks at her phone. She's got Snapchat and Kik. I find it strange, but I don't confront her. So now she's being super protective over the phone. Guys, a person's all the secrets of the world, all someone's secrets can pretty much be found on somebody's phone. No joke. The baby is born, and I'm overwhelmed with emotion. The child is perfect, and things went fine. Then comes the part where they want me to go on the birth certificate. My girlfriend becomes really insistent about it. I'm noticing a pattern here. She becomes really, really insistent about all these things. Very pushy girl. She's constantly asking me to do it and seems way more anxious than I've ever seen her before. Here's the red flag I didn't miss. I don't do it. We have an argument, but she stops pushing. I think it's because she knows how suspicious it looks already. We're home, and she has to go tend to the baby after I woke up. I noticed she set her phone down to go to the baby. I couldn't help it and looked. It was still unlocked. I start looking for texts or calls. I then find a whole conversation on Kik with a guy. All the updates of her appointments. Pictures of her and the baby. Then I see it. The place she says she thinks it's his child. Ding, ding, ding. So Mama was having a fling with somebody else at the same time that she's with this guy. I confront her and she apologizes. She admits the baby could be mine or someone else's, but she thinks it's mine. I demand a paternity test and leave. Good for this guy. And imagine this, guys. He spent the last 9 months thinking that her pregnancy, that was his child, okay? And he was doing all he could to be loyal and supportive and all that, even though there are red flags there. And then lo and behold now, not only does he find out the woman that he's with, who obviously he cares about, cheated on him, but this may not be his child at all. And yeah, obviously it could be a huge sigh of relief, like, I don't have to deal with this, but still, he obviously emotionally was expecting this to be his child. So these are two major things that he found out about at the same time. And you're going to see as I continue what I'm talking about here. He goes on, it's been about a week since the confrontation. The results came in yesterday and the baby isn't mine. She's gone to live with her mother. Here's the best part. It took me a lot of digging, seeing as I had her usernames and she talked to him. The father is her boss. Gee, is that a stereotype or what? The secrecy was for him. The boss with a wife and 4 kids in middle and high school. I found the wife on Facebook and sent to her all I had, including text from my girlfriend saying it's his. Can't blame this guy one bit, but it's going to be fireworks when that guy gets home from work that day. That guy is fucked. I'm heartbroken in so many ways. I'm lucky in a lot of ways here, but I'm so hurt. This has completely changed my whole outlook. I'm bitter, angry, and untrusting. I have no idea how to recover from this. So, that is a shitty situation, because again, the girl he's with, who obviously he cared about, he found out was cheating on him and been lying all this time. And then he finds out the child he thought he was going to be his wasn't his at all. I mean, it's crazy, but you know what? And at least he found out. At least he found out early on, and he didn't get his name on that birth certificate and then having responsibility for this kid, And that's amazing. But it goes to show you guys, this can happen, that women will lie, okay? And she's doing it to protect the boss. She doesn't give a shit about him. She cares about the boss, okay? And I don't want to hear any justification or excuses that he's already married and has kids. No, bullshit. And I mean, and this is karma on the boss because he's banging his employee, which given in the age of Me Too, you sure as hell are stupid to do. Have relations with one of your coworkers, let alone your employee. You're out of your goddamn mind to do that in this day and age. But karma's a bitch, and I can only imagine what that happened. That lady will kill him in divorce court, guaranteed. But he had it coming, okay? And obviously that guy knew that she was with somebody, okay? In my view, guys, I don't care what the situation is. For you guys that do dating and hookup and all that stuff, there are plenty of options out there. So don't go hooking up with some other dude's girlfriend. That's number one, out of the guy code, that's just not cool. And number two, karma's a bitch and it come back to bite you in the ass. You just never know what can happen. So, but anyhow, guys, it's a quick video, quick story, but I wanted to share with you. Just make sure you understand this type of thing can happen. If it ever does happen to you, make sure you get a paternity test. Make sure you don't sign the certificate. You find out before you do anything like that, because you just never know. And also, guys, it goes to show you again, karma's a bitch. So, all right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this, and be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.